What's up, everyone? All right, so here we are Tuesday morning, back at it, and today we ended up having a big momentum stock. SOLY up over 100%. I mean, this thing just took off. I think the low of the day was around $6 and it ended up squeezing all the way up to $14 a share. I mean, just impressive stuff. And I was able to capture over $10,000 of profit on that one stock. Now, unfortunately, I have one red trade, which was a $4,300 loss. So my net profit today, between three total stocks that I traded, it's about $7,000. It's a good day, you know, not the best day ever, but hey, progress is being made. That's what it's all about. And we've still got 3 days left in the month of May. So we're gonna try to finish off real strong and see if this momentum that we saw today continues Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. All right, see you guys first thing tomorrow morning. All right, everyone. So we're going to do our midday market recap here, go over the trades from this morning. Pretty wild day. You know, last week we had some really good action on Monday, a number of secondary offerings, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Market was closed yesterday for Memorial Day, and then this morning it kind of started as a slow day, and I set my expectations pretty low. And then all of a sudden, we got this big move on SOLY, squeezing up 70%, and I grabbed $10,443 of profit on that breakout. And you can see it right here where it started at $6, and then all of a sudden right here started to ramp up all the way from 6 to 9. High a day was 975. So really awesome moves there. I feel like I did really well on that, but this is in my retirement account, and in my main account, I am down $3,500. So I had two trades in this account, SFET and PUYI, PUYI being a bigger loss, which is disappointing. It happened really, really fast. But it still puts me up net profit of $7,000 today between the two accounts, which is still 3 times my daily goal, $2,000 a day, and I'm up $7,000. So I can't complain too much. It could have been a better day without that one loss, but you know, that's just part of the deal with trading. You're not always going to get green on every single stock. So let's go over, we'll start by reviewing the gap scanner and then the trades from this morning. So this is our gap scanner right here. I'll do right click, historical time frame, 9:25 a.m. And what you'll notice is that this morning at 9:25 a.m., there really wasn't a lot that looked that great. It was kind of a lackluster scan. The leading gapper was the NASDAQ test stock. That's not even a real stock, it's just a test stock. So they use it for testing, I don't know, hotkeys and stuff like that. So that was no good. The second leading gapper, ARMP, 83 million share float. Now, I pulled this up. I saw here recent reverse split, you know, gapping up with a catalyst. However, I just didn't like the fact that the float was 83 million shares. So that one was off the list. So scratch that and scratch that. Next one down, BioC. Well, BioC is below $2, which is kind of, you know, my cutoff. I mean, I'll occasionally trade stocks below $2, but I don't usually like them. And this one, if it had broken the pre-market pivot right around here, actually undo that, right around here, $1.63, the high there and there, that could have given us a move up to $1.67. Well, that's only 4 cents per share. That's not a lot of potential. And so for this one, I just wasn't interested. Next, so this one was off the list as well. Next one down, REKR, that one's too cheap, didn't like it. This one's too cheap. And now we have IMUX. Well, IMUX is $13. So this one's a little higher priced, gapping up 18%. It was starting to really take off right here, but by the time the bell was ringing, it was a red candle coming back down. The bell rang, it opened, and it sold off. So no, 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 no. And then this one was a maybe, but didn't play out. This one's too cheap. This one's too expensive. So it's not looking very good, is it? MTFB. This one right down here, a little on the cheaper side. I wasn't sure about it. The float being 12 million shares is maybe just a little higher. So this one I just looked away from. SFET. So we'll go back to my main account and you'll see that I've got $800 of profit on SFET. So this one I did end up trading, and you can see it made this breakout here from 242 all the way up to 317. So this one was off the watch list. Now the sad thing about this one is that I was sitting and watching it, but at this point right here, when volume came in and it broke over 250, well, up until then, it only had 3,000, well, we had 3,000 shares of pre-market, so that made 6,000 shares plus 100, so 6,100 shares plus 1,000, 7,100, plus 7,500 there, so 14,000 shares, and then 2,000 here. So it had like 16,000 shares of volume when it first broke this level of 250. Well, that's not enough volume for me. And so I just kind of, I was watching it. I had the level 2 window up just like this. I had it up, I saw it, but I was like, I can't buy this. It doesn't have enough volume, the spread's too big. And then it broke 250, ripped up to 260, 270, 280, and hit 317 in one candle. It just went straight up, and I was like, shoot, well, that's 70 cents. And I guess that goes to show that volume, versus rate of change. Rate of change is always going to be more important. But I did pass on it. I then bought the first pullback right here, the first 1 minute candle to make a new high, and scalped the move here back up to 315. But, that was only $800 of profit. I didn't really do super well on it, and then it came back down here, and then that was it. It didn't end up giving us a 5-minute setup or a second opportunity. It was just sort of one surprise move, the first pullback on the 1 minute chart, and that was it. So, all right, $814 on that. All right, so while I was trading that one, FSI hit the scanners. I pulled this up, and what I didn't like about FSI was that on the daily chart, I felt like it was already pretty extended. I really like turnaround stories. Stocks that have been beaten up for a long time, and they're starting to turn around, like down here. And once they're this extended on the daily, I don't usually feel as comfortable trading them. So this one I left alone. Watching the high day Momo scanner, and let's see. Oops, let me scroll back down here. All right, so scrolling up. So then SFET hits, right? So traded that one. And then SOLY hits the scanners. And I see it hit the scanner, and initially I was like, okay, it's popping up here. Go back to the 1 minute chart. And it hit a high of 625 and 639. And right here at 639, it looked to me like there was a lot of resistance. And look at this thing. It's actually coming back up to high a day. Halt levels at 1008. Oh, that's tempting. I'm going to be honest. Let me look at this 1 minute chart. I didn't even realize it was coming back up there. So it looks like it's double topping at high a day. And there's the break. And there's $10 on the ask. 1008 is a circuit breaker halt. It's back on the high day momentum scanner, up 71% now. Beautiful. Wow. $10. 1026 is now the halt level. Impressive. Well, I've done well enough on it today. Maybe I won't be too aggressive here about getting back in. Looks like the good setup would have been a break of $9 right down here. A little aggressive, though, considering the highest volume candles of the day have all been red candles. That is a definite warning sign, but boy, right back to high a day. So anyways, when this first popped up right here at $6.39, it appeared that there was a pretty big seller, and it dropped down to 608 for a second. And so I was like, well, I don't know. I'm not really sure. And then it broke 639, squeezed up to 683, and got halted on a circuit breaker. And so then at that point, I was like, well, I'm not in it yet, but okay, now I definitely am interested. I'm going to watch it coming out of this halt. Okay, so this stock is now halted on a 5-minute long circuit breaker halt. Actually ended up being 10 minutes long. While that was halted, here we have PUYI hit the scans. And this one is so disappointing. So I saw this hit the scans, PUYI, and I looked at it and I was like, At the time, it was 614, 611, and then it was 625, 628, 650. Very similar to SOLY, just taking off. And it squeezes up here 660, 675. It looks like it's going to get halted on a circuit breaker. And look at this. Beautiful. 1050, 1066. 1066 is a circuit breaker halt. This is going to be an interesting one to watch if this does halt here coming out of the halt. So anyways, it's not halted yet. It's got to stay above 1066. So not quite enough buying to push this right into a circuit breaker halt. Great job for any of you guys who did buy this pullback down here at $9. Really amazing breakout. Got to be careful chasing them up here. I mean, this is now extended on 2, 4, 5, 6 green candles in a row. So anyways, PUYI hits the scanner, it rips up, and then look at this. I mean, I haven't seen a drop like this in a long time. And check this out, here, and here, and here. Someone has unloaded about 1 million shares today. What happened was someone right on this candle sold 350,000 shares. Someone just bailed out. Someone hit the market order and sold a huge position. And, you know, I suppose that's always a risk in the market. It's maybe more of a risk with a recent IPO stock because you have some insiders who have been maybe wanting to sell. And someone hit the sell button a couple times today and sold some big positions. You know, another 250,000 shares here, another 250,000 shares here. So, you know, I jumped into it. It was taking off. For a second there, it looked good. And then someone hit that sell button and it dropped right back down. It's actually the first time I've ever seen a drop as quickly as that, as a market order. It happened in 1 second. And so I lost $4,300. And I was like, well, wow. You know, I just hit my max loss in my main account. See, if I'm down more than $2,000 in this account, even if I want to buy another stock, let's say I want to buy this, you know, I'll just put an order down here at 960. It's going to say, where is this? Because they cannot, well, it doesn't pop up, but it says, cannot place any new long positions because I'm below my max loss. So when I hit my max loss in my main account, what I've been doing is saying, okay, I'm done here, and now I have an opportunity either to start the day over. And I have my retirement account here, which also has the same $2,000 max loss. So if I lose on both of them more than $2,000, I'm absolutely done for the day. And it's been really helpful having this ability to say, okay, I hit my max loss on this account. This is serious. I've got to slow down. I've got to take a breath. And I switch. And now I don't see any of the losses, and I get an opportunity to start the day over, essentially. And some days I have that opportunity and I don't take it because I don't see anything that looks good. And other days I see something that looks great, like we had here on SOLY. So SOLY resumes from the halt and opens high. It opens right here at 740 and it dips down. And as it surges back up, I started buying. I bought 8,000 shares, 730, 740, 750. Added at $8, it squeezes up to 814 and gets halted. I've got 8,000 shares going into the halt. It then resumes and hits a high of 870. Just like that, it dips down. I buy the first candle to make a new high, and it squeezes up again. Second halt, $9.10. And so right in this move here, I made about $9,000. Right here is where I made my last 1,000 that put me over the $10,000 mark, buying this little pullback. And, you know, this is one that I kind of wrote off thinking it was done because of these 3 big red candles. I just was like, wow, this drop here was so ugly at this time. You know, it broke below the VWAP. It broke the low of this pullback. It's no longer going to be a good ABCD setup. But, in fact, on this one, you know, markets can be irrationally strong. And this one is exactly that. Consolidation under $9, which I wasn't watching. I was getting ready to do the recap. And then that break of 9. Immediate retest of 950, which was this little trigger here, that little pivot. And then high of days 975. And then boom, squeeze all the way up to 1066. Now we're on a little pullback. It's a little choppy up here. We didn't quite go into a halt. Of course, at this price, for the stock to get halted, it needs to move really very quickly. But all-time highs on this stock are up here at, let's see, $15 exactly. We've got a little bit of a pivot or resistance point there at 1377. Another small one here at 1393. The next thing that I see on the chart is 1196. So, you know, this one with the FDA approval here, we'll see what it can do. I mean, this might end up being a big move today and continuation into tomorrow. Of course, at this point on the 1 minute setup, it's so extended that it'd be hard to manage risk. So probably the safest thing to do would be to wait for another 5 minute setup, a pullback on the 5 minute. Or if I was going to be scalping this in this area, I'd have to reduce my risk with smaller size. You see an 17,000 share buyer there at 66. So someone's kind of holding it up a little bit. 1077, high a day here is 1083, 1077, 1089, 1125, 1155 is the next halt going up. So this is now up 93%. Incredible. High a day, making new highs right now, 1130, 1130, 1135, 1140, 43. The best place for me to trade this would be if it does get halted, because then I can reestablish a low risk entry and buy coming out of the halt. 1145, 1140, 55 is the halt level. High is 44 right now. Now the halt level's moved up to 1175. So it keeps moving up. It adjusts based on the average price of the last 5 minutes. So this is going to squeeze out some early short sellers. It's going to get some long bias traders a little FOMO. Some people are going to be jumping in. Maybe at the high, it's going to be irrational. There's 45, 44. A little drop down to 1116. So you're seeing bigger spreads, more volatility. I think that we traded this during probably the lowest risk time at sort of the beginning of the move. The second best opportunity would have certainly been right here. This pullback was fairly high risk, but worked for those that maybe had a cushion to take it. So being able to, find these setups in real time, this is what it's all about. This is what we do every single day. So great job for those of you guys that capitalized today. It's going to be a $7,000 green day for me unless I end up taking any more trades on this one, which I probably won't, but you never know. We'll see. So anyways, we'll be back at it first thing tomorrow morning, try to finish off this week and this month of May with a couple more green days. And again, those of you guys that aren't already in the classes, you got to get into the classes. You got to learn the strategy so you can start capitalizing on these opportunities. So I really encourage you guys to join the Warrior Starter or the Warrior Pro classes. All right, I'll see you all first thing tomorrow morning. Bye, everyone. If you're still watching, you must have really enjoyed that video. So why not subscribe and get email alerts anytime I upload new content? Remember, when you subscribe, you become a member of the Warrior Trading family.